Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notifications of the videos. Hello guys, I'm back with another video of Python tutorials. In this video, we will learn Python data types. So today's topics are int, float, string, slicing and string functions, typecasting, bool, list and tuple. First of all, we will start with int. So we all know the integers and floats, but we know about them that what is an integer and what is a float value. But in case in Python there is a value entered by the user and you don't know that it is a int or is it a float, then how will you check that? So for that you can use the type function, as already discussed in previous videos. Type function will tell you the type of the variable, that is in this case a is int and b is of type float. Simply write type and pass a variable as a parameter, like here a and here b. Now moving on to next, string. So take a string, suppose let's take Kartik. Just write s to print string. Now suppose if you want to like print only a single character of string, then you will have to write it like this: s of 2, it print r. But many of you might be having some questions like it will be starting from 1, then 2 would be a, why it is r? But no, in this case it starts from 0. So if we start counting from 0, then this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So s of 2 would give me r. Now suppose I want to know the length of the string, then I have a function for it. It is len bracket, in bracket write the string. So here it is s, it gave me 6. Suppose I wanted to print more than one character of the string. So for that, what can I do? Here string provides slicing, and using slicing you can print more than one characters from the string, or you can create a substring of a string. So let's check for slicing. Suppose I want to print from the beginning till t. So what will I write? 0 and 4. How it works is simply it starts from the beginning given index, that is it will start from 0 and go till this index, but print before this index. Like if you gave here 4, the end index of this slicing, but it has given me values till index 3, because this is the ending value and the slicing will print values just before this. It is not included, so it will give you output from 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now moving to next, suppose I forgot to give the beginning value and I gave the ending one. What will happen? Will it generate an error? Let's check. No, it doesn't give an error, but it gave you an output. And how? In case of slicing, if you forgot to give any value before this colon, that is the beginning value, then it will automatically consider the beginning value to be 0. That is the starting point of the string. But In case I forgot to give the end, then what? Then in that case, the ending value would be considered as the end point of the string automatically. But suppose if I forgot to give both the beginning and the ending point, then also it will print the whole string, because automatically it refers to the start position of string and to the end position of the string. Now suppose if I want to print the string, but from the last, starting from the last position. So what will I write? I will write it like this. See, if I want the string, substring, but I don't know the actual length of the string and I don't want to go on the length of the string, I can simply use their index from the end and that are negative. That is, this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, this is -4. So if I want to print the string from R to the end, then I will write -4 colon -1. That is here. Simply if I wrote -1, the position of this character, then this won't be included, as this is a property of slicing. It doesn't include the end value, so it will give me RTI. But if I want the end one, then I will simply write -4 colon and leave the ending position. What happened in this case is, if I wrote -1 colon -4, that is start position is -1 and end position is -3, but the string will be read from left to right, and in this case I want the string to go from right to left. That is not going to happen. That's why I got null output. Now let's talk about some more functions. Like, there is a function to convert all the string characters to upper, that is upper function, s dot upper. Simply it gave me the output as this. Now print the string again. So I got the string in lower form. Why? I have converted it into upper. Actually what happens is that you haven't saved this value to the variable s. You have just modified this value and printed this value. So you have to save this first to convert it completely. Now it is converted to uppercase. And suppose if I want it to be converted back to lowercase, and how would I do that? For that, simply write s dot lower, save it, s dot lower. It will give you lowercase values. Now if I wanted to replace any character of the string, then how will I do that? Simply write s equals to s dot, no, not equals to, I don't need to update the value, replace, write the character like this, and suppose I replace with this, then I got this. It simply does finds the given character, that is k in the given string, and then replace it with the character you gave it, and gives you the output. Here it has replaced k from the string and overwrite h in that place. Now suppose if I have a string, like if I take another string as one and I have it like, hi, I am Kartik. As you can see, there are spaces in the string at the front and at the end. But if I want to remove them, then how would I remove them? I will simply write s1 equals to s1 dot strip. Strip will remove the spaces from beginning and end. Now suppose if I want to split the string, that is make two different part of the string. For that I have to write s dot split. So if I want to split the string in two parts, then I will write s1 dot split and the character. But yeah. So in this case, depending on the character m, I will get two strings. First one from high im, from high to a, that is this one, and the second one from including this space to Kartik. These are my two strings converted to list and saved in the variable s1. Now you can check the type of s1, that is list. So split converts the string into a list form. Now if I have a doubt that I have a string and I want to check a particular character or word in that string, so how would I do that? I will simply take a string, suppose let the string be. Okay. Now if I want to check the string for m, so it is true because m is present here. But if in case I want to check for something that is not present, that is not, suppose not, then it's false. But if I want to confirm that it is not present in this string, I will write it not in. So not in s1, then it is true. Now moving on to string concatenation. So if I have two different strings, so, like here I have this string and this string, and I want to merge them, so I will simply write s1 plus s1 plus s, and the output would be this. I have concatenated two strings, but here you can see that there is no space between Garg and Kartik, and I want a space to be present. So I will do simply write it like this. This is also a string in inverted quotes a space, and it is added to this. So now moving to another function of string, that is format. String format is a function that can be used to add any non-string value to your string. Suppose if I want to add the value 4 to this string, so how would I be doing? I can use string concatenation. I can write s1 plus a, but what will be the output? It gave me an error. It says can only concatenate str not int to str. That is, I wanted to concatenate string with an integer, that is not possible. I can only concatenate string with a string. So what can I do to add the integer value or float or any non-string value to string? I can simply use it like this. Create a string and write Suppose I took a string like this. What will happen in these parentheses is that I will use a string function known as format to add a non-string value to this string. Simply, now I will suppose I have a variable called age and I have age of suppose 4 and I want to update in the string. So I will write s2 dot format age. I am currently 4 years old. So this would be my new string with a non-string value. Suppose if I don't know how to use the format function, but I want to add the non-string value to my string, and also concatenation doesn't support concatenation with non-string variables. So what can I do in that case? I can use typecasting. Simply, if I use typecasting, then what will happen? I can convert my integer value or my float value or my string value to any other type. Like in case of this string, if I want my age, suppose if I have another string to be like my ages, and I want to add age at the end of the string, I will simply use typecasting. I will do it like this: age is equals to str age. Now my age is converted. You can also check it by writing type age. It is a string value. Now I can simply concatenate, and my new string is my age is 4. So it is very helpful. But in case if I want to type a string to a float or an integer, I can do it simply by writing, let's convert age to an int value back, because age is now a string type. I can do it by simply writing age is equals to age int of age, and you can check its type now. Suppose if I want to convert it to float, write simply, now check the type of, it is of float type. But if I have something like a ratio of 4.5 or something 7.9 or something, anything you have in a fractional format, that is in float format. So if I want it to be converted to integer value, then what will I do? I will simply write it like this: int ratio. What is happening here is that integer, when we typecast from float to int, then it simply removes this decimal or fractional value from the number and gave me this non-fractional part. Actually, I'm losing something. Yes, I'm losing my data. I was having a complete value of 7.9, but after typecasting it to int, I got only 7. That is loss of data. So typecasting is very harmful in cases when we typecast a bigger value to a smaller type. Okay, now as we have discussed typecasting, we can simply go back to our topics of the day. And now next topic is bool. So we have learned about true or false as output in condition of comparisons and checks. But what are they actually? They are Boolean values. Suppose if I have false, can I check its type? Yes, it is of type bool. Like I wrote not A. Sorry, I have to give space here. It is converted to type. What I'm writing. So I have to again declare. Oh God. Suppose I have this. Okay, let me do it again. 6 has been 7. I have A to be 2, and now this is my type bool. Now moving on to list. What is a list? List is a type of data structure in Python which can also be known as mutable. Here is my list. You can check its type. It belongs to class list. Suppose I'm creating it with some values. You can add any kind of value, be it string, be it float, be it anything. You can add it in your list. Simply print the list by entering the list name. Suppose if I only want to print any single value of the list with the index. Suppose if I want to print more than one values from the list, I can simply use slicing. Slicing is same as in case of strings. It doesn't include this value. It goes from 0 to 3 and gives you the output. And there is also negative indexing. You can write simply -1 to sorry. You can simply write -1 here to print the last value, or you can also do slicing like this and printing -4 to -1. And now if I want to I can simply change list by updating the values in the list. Like if I want to add another value in the list, add an index, or if I want to change any value of the list, you can write it simply like this. You can check your list, it is updated. But if I talk about tuple, like move on to let's move on to tuple. I have tuple of this. Suppose I have this as a tuple, and check its type. It is of tuple. Tuple is actually immutable. You can store values like list and tuple, but you cannot change, edit, or overwrite the tuple. You can simply create a tuple, store the values in it, and use it. Tuple is just made to secure your data. You can use it to secure your data because it guarantees that it won't be modified. So if I want to print any value from tuple, then simply give the index. If I want more than one value, then simply give slicing. And suppose if I talk about negative indexing, then simply do it like this. And suppose I want my value in tuple to be changed, then what will I do? Can I change it? I don't think so because tuple is immutable, but let's try to do something. Suppose if I take index 1 and change its value to 8, it generates an error. Tuple does not support item assignment. But what can be done in case of tuple? I can do many things in case of tuple. I can print its length. I can also print length of list. I can iterate it. I can do check for some items in it. But suppose if I want to delete it, can I delete it? If I want to join two tuples, can I join it? All these questions would be discussed in the upcoming video. In the next video, we will know in deep about list, tuple, and some other data types of Python like dictionary, set. So for the next video, stay tuned, and if you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends so that they can learn something new from it. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get the latest notifications.